So how does this work and who's going to pay for it? State Representative Anthony Sabatini joins me to break it all down. Good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time today.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
Of course. So tell us how this works, because we are seeing this bullying, and I would hate to see this now that we're getting ready to go into another school year. And I'm so happy about in-classroom learning, but that's actually a real consideration. How does this work for parents? What if passed, what would they need to do in order to move their children to a different school if their kids were subjected to this COVID-19 harassment?
Sure. So, a lot of people might not know this, but Florida is the school choice leader in the nation. We have a variety of scholarships that allow more choice for parents and families to choose where their kids go to school. And so we passed a scholarship 2 years ago that was intended to stop bullying. Kids who are being bullied in a school have the ability to get a voucher to go to a private school where they're treated with some dignity. And that's what's happening here. Schools that want to bully students into fake COVID mandates and, treating them like cattle by strapping a mask to their face and telling them that no matter what their family says, they're going to make their decisions for that child. The government is, cut the family out. They're going to be eligible for these scholarships too. So they'll be able to leave these public schools where they're being bullied and go to a school where they're treated with dignity.
I love that, because the customer always wins, and the customer is the parents and the kids. I mean, the taxpayer ultimately. There's been a lot of attention on Florida as well. I know that there's a big fight brewing between what the state and what Governor Ron DeSantis and what the legislature is determining about. The idea that you would ban a mask mandate is not the same thing as banning the wearing of masks. But apparently, some of the schools that are trying to push back on this don't quite understand that. Tell us about this.
Sure. So at the end of the day, we want to make sure parents or families are the ones in charge of the healthcare decisions for their kids, especially when it comes to a big controversial decision, something that there's a lot of fake pseudoscience around, like the wearing of masks and stuff like that. So, we want parents to have that decision. So, a kid that wants to wear a mask, we're going to allow families to make that decision, but we're not going to allow government to punish that kid or deprive him of an education if he doesn't sign up for their COVID mandates. And so that's really the whole point of the order. And it's wildly popular, with the people, with the families in our state. You just have some really rogue left-wing school boards that are deciding to cross the governor, we as a legislature, just to make a political point, like they've been doing for 18 months. So, we're going to probably be coming in a special session and stripping those people of power, or even defunding some of the schools where these leftists have taken reign.
Yeah, what do you make of the White House through Jen Psaki, their threat that if Florida decides to defund, some of these school boards and those, as you said, those leftist members on the school boards that are trying to resist this, that the White House will defund Florida? How do you respond to that?
Well, I think this White House is definitely on a collision course with the state of Florida. We're the land of the free. This is the land of the free, and Florida is trying to lead the land of the free and be the paragon for freedom. So they're going to be, finding a way to come into conflict with us. It's sad that they want to make it over, children and family health care decisions, make that the hill they want to die on. But obviously, I think they're going to lose, because we're pretty resolute here in Florida. We believe in freedom. We believe in family. And the federal government's not going to be able to make us stand down. So if that's the course they want to go, that's fine. But I don't think they're going to be shutting down any of our schools.
Yeah, I have to say I'm very grateful that you all stood your ground with all of this, because I really don't think that other Republican governors or other Republican states would have, had they not kind of siphoned off some of Florida's strength. You all really did lead the nation in all of this, because you did, from what I understand, you really didn't shut down at all.
No, not at all. There was a very mild sort of order that DeSantis put out very early on, and within weeks he repealed it. And from that point on, it was just we as a legislature and the governor combined trying to fight against some of the left-wing local governments. Some of the most heinous actors during COVID throughout the country are really some of these rogue cities and counties. And in this case, school boards don't want to try to take power into their own hands and create tyranny at the local level. So, taking that power away from them and disempowering them and empowering families instead, parents instead, has really been our key. And we're getting ready for another legislative session to start here in a few months. And just based on the behavior of these school boards, we're going to be probably pushing to disempower a lot more of what they're doing, because it's really been an abuse of power. We have a reputation to uphold.